we are not in consonance with item number 3. We are not comfortable with the statement in item number 2. We are trying to see that we agree to item number 1 partially. Hello guys, welcome back. It's been a time. Let's take a look at this very beautiful food. Very yummy, very tasty to feed on. And honestly, the satiety value is very high. And so I'm talking about dodo. Dodo, if you know dodo, there's no way you'll be in Nigeria and you will not know dodo. Dodo is highly scintillating and very attractive. If we're prepared, it could call people from 10 houses away from where it's being made to come along and sit together with persons and rejoice together. Yeah, and so I'm talking in terms of fried plantain, the ripe one. So if you have a well-ripened plantain and it's been fried very well, the process of frying can call in so many people to come and be your friends. And when you are done with making it, or you sit together, eating together, you make some very nice fish, fried fish or meat, and spice it up with good veggies. You will be on top of the world, and step it down with nice chill, maybe water or all those nice juices. Honestly, you'll be in a very nice place when you finish eating, and even during the period you are feeding on it, you'll be enjoying yourself. It could be addictive too, and people can eat this food and forget the intent or the extent or the reasons for whatsoever they were to be doing. When people have eaten this dodo too much, it may become difficult to be able to speak ododo. And so let me say it this way: if you are to go and tell someone the very hard facts, and you get there and you sit down and start feeding on fried plantain, the ripe one, then you may forget to speak the fruit that you've gone there to speak with them. That is why the Yorubas, we used to say, maybe someone has eaten dodo and cannot speak ododo. Or maybe we want some people not to eat dodo so that they will be able to speak ododo. So what I'm aiming at this morning is to beg NANNM, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives. That is our union. The Nurses and Midwives Union in Nigeria is our pressure body, pressure association. That is the one that should be outside there speaking for us, defending us, and saying these are the things that our people want, these are the things they do not want. In fact, if you are a Nigerian nurse, many nurses are paying to the coffers of NANNM every month. Like, before you even get to withdraw any part of your salary goes out to NANNM, the one you are paying, your dues. They go out straight up to NANNM to represent you. And when things like this arise, it is the duty, sole work, job of this union to rise up and speak and say, no, not so, or yes, we want it to be so. In fact, they are not to be chilling with the big guys at all. They should chill with the people that vote them in, because they actually do have both state level and national level votings to put our leaders there. And when we put you there, you are to be representing our interests. So you are not to be defending the other party. Honestly, the amount of body you rub with that other party should be very limited. In other climes, nurses may have more organizations representing them. We have RCN representing nurses in the United Kingdom, and we have Unison and maybe a few other associations, so you can pay to anyone. But we are in the monopoly of NANNM in Nigeria. But in the interest of Nigerian nurses, the issue we have at hand, the agitation that is ongoing, the one that the House of Rep seems to be defending Nigerian nurses more than our NANNM, it is imperative to remind our dearest NANNM that the onus is lying solely on them to defend the interest of Nigerian nurses. Now, I came across this very one. I came across these updates on the new guidelines for NMCN license verification, and people have been pointing out that it was the NANNM's handwriting that we are seeing here. I can't see your names here, NANNM, but if it is, then please let's sit together and have this discussion. Let's look at these issues this way. One way or the other, I know you coming across some discussions like this here and there, or people are finger pointing or pointing this channel to you to have a look. So on this particular one, I could see that license verification fee remains the same as before, 68,875. If NANNM has gone forward to represent the Nigerian nurses and agreed at this, well, let's hope maybe we will be happy to have it this way, sort of, maybe because that was what we were paying before, and this could be better than paying the 300,000. Better, very much better, if it remains this way. All right. Now, minimum of 6 months for license verification completion now reduced. Now reduced is very ambiguous. It's too big. It's not specific. We will appreciate if you get something specific from whoever put this forward, NANNM or NMCN. Let's get something specific from you. Let's know that if we apply for verification, is it coming out next week? Is it coming out 2 weeks to come? Is it coming out in 3 weeks? We've said that you've digitalized the process. We gave kudos to the team that got that done. We actually paid. We keep paying. So we do trainings through WCEA and upload trainings from other planets, from other parts of the world, if you want to have a realization and all those things. But then that is part of the digitalization of the process. We're quite happy when you digitalize the process, and I know that sometimes ago people were getting the verification done as quickly as within 2 weeks. So in the world that people are making express progress, it will be disappointing if there is now a retardation. We are expecting such expedited processing of verification from NMCN. No, we are not expecting anything that will drag further. No, we are not at all. We are not expecting that from NMCN at all. So it should be the Olanrewaju part, that the wealth should be going forward, moving forward, the wealth. That's what it should be. So we are not too comfortable with this ambiguous statement that the time has been reduced. What is the specificity? Like setting the SMART goals, you know? You know the S part of it, like you taught us in management, and I believe that our registrar is a manager of timbers and calibers, and yeah, he knows the essence of setting specific goals. He knows the essence, and NANNM guys too, they know the essence of setting specific goals. So what is the specificity of the time we should expect our verifications to come back when we've made the put in the application and we've made the payment, and the process you've digitalized for like 2 years or thereabouts? What time should that be out? It is too big. It is untraceable, untrackable to say now reduced, no range specified. That is stupid. That is not what scientific people, you know, we are scientific nurses. You trained us to be scientific. You trained us to question the status quo. You trained us to ask the why of why. So why should we have something this large without like something to hook it on? We need the time. Please tell us the time frame. Then coming to 2 years of registration with NMCN instead of 2 years of post-qualification work experience. And this is what we have been pulling since. We've been dragging this. It's taking too much of a time. We know you are highly intelligent and intellectuals. Yeah, we know you are very much intelligent, and you actually probably possibly did not understand what we were trying to say. What we were trying to say is that once you've agreed that this person has gone through an appropriate level of trainings, spent the appropriate number of years in training, written the set examination, and have passed, have been successful in the examination, there should be no reasons for holding back from verifying them instantaneously the moment they request from it. And what we are saying is that when this is delayed, it is an infringement, a huge one, a huge infringement on the fundamental human rights of Nigerian nurses. That is the part where we are looking at that you should not go ahead with this kind of circular. You should not endorse it. You should not embrace it. NANNM should not embrace this. NANNM should not be coming up with anything like this. Once someone has passed their examination under the aegis of NMCN, Nigerian Nurses and Midwifery Council, they should be entitled from the very moment they get their results to get verified for whatsoever. Are they going to pursue jobs, works here and there? Are they going for studies, trainings here and there? And the authority of the institution where they want to go for the training is requesting for this. Let's assume that the Nigerian government has agreed to sponsor 2 or 3 nurses or 5 or 20 nurses to go and do genomic nursing, maybe in the United Kingdom, in United States of America. And we know as nurses that want to be in tune with what is happening at a time like this, we don't want them to miss it, but they just finished. Maybe they were the best performers in Nursing and Midwifery Council examination in November, and they got their results and everything was pure, and the federal government of Nigeria is about sponsoring them. Does it mean like they want to sponsor them, go and study genomic nursing in China, go and study genomic nursing in Canada, in the United States of America, in United Kingdom, in New Zealand, in Australia, in Singapore, in South Africa, and you have those? I think you should be glad enough to want to do it immediately. So does it mean that because their registrations aren't up to 2 years, you will shortchange nursing profession from having those people go out there to go and do the study? Please, come, let us reason together. How does it sound to you? How will it appear to you that you are hindering yours from making advancement, making progress in life? It shouldn't be hard. And I'm thinking that it wasn't NANNM that pulled this together. Let me just keep on assuming that it wasn't NANNM that pulled this together. And let me just assume that it wasn't Nursing and Midwifery Council too that agreed with this to any group of people that pull it out. If it is not right. It is not correct. It is not advisable. It is not welcomed. It is not encouraged. It is not embraced by us. We are not in consonance with item number 3. We are not comfortable with the statement in item number 2, we are trying to see that we agree to item number 1 partially, whereas in other areas, other countries around the world, we don't pay for verifications and all those things. And item 4, this letter of good standing. Please, we keep saying this because once this thing comes in, to change it becomes a very big problem, and it will be a big slap on nursing profession in the nearest future. People are possibly not seeing it from the angle we are seeing this from. Nursing is a profession sui generis, and it is second to none. And when you say the letters should come from head of nursing department at workplaces, not the CMD, MDs, or the CEOs, last time I knew, some letters can't even, or many letters can't pass out from the HOD's table without still going up to meet the DA, to meet the CMAC, or meet the CMD in some federal institutions. So it is still like hinging on that same process. Stylishly, it is still very uncomfortable. It is still knocking the head of the sui generosity of our profession. So why are we saying this now? We are saying this because soon, during this period that House of Rep have voted in, made the move that circular should be withheld for now. Nothing in it should come to bearing. There will be meetings here and there, and there's every possibility that you will be outside there to represent us. So you really need to understand the intent of our reasons for saying no. We are not saying no because we are rebels. We are not saying no because we are disobedient. We are saying no because those things listed are not to be done so, because they are not being done so globally. In the United States of America, if you want to verify your certificates, you just log in, put in whatsoever to wherever you are verifying for, and instantly it will go forward into wherever you are sending it. Ours should not be without time. Also, staying on registration for 2 years before being verified is not what we want. Indefinite period for verification is not what we desire. And finally, the area of HODs, CEOs, and all these things. Let's have a quick look at what those things that Alhaji Farouk expressed as concerns are. He did say some people have been leaving workplaces without resigning appropriately. Every impossibility that someone will leave workplace and for a week or 2 weeks without being on leave, and someone will not raise a concern. If concerns has been raised and those concerns pass through appropriate channels and followed up to those appropriate channels, and they reached out to those appropriate channels, it is not that someone who did not commit sin in that regard should now come and bear the brunt. We will say that NMCN and NANNM call the HODs, have a discussion with them, know what is going on. How did it happen that someone is under you and is not at work, and maybe we did not hear anything about it? And that should not come out to be standing related issue. It should be nipped in the bud, like immediately. It should be nipped in the bud. If I should be at work today and nobody sees me at work, I will be called. And that we submit all our details at work. Even in Nigeria, we submit information of the next of kins. If you can't get hold of that person, what is the next of kin saying? If after you've finished with the next of kin, you are not getting convenient answers, there are addresses, there are people in the hospital that could be sent, and they don't necessarily need to be nurses. We have welfare units in the hospital. Send them out, let them find out about this person. That is better than now putting all this back on the head of nurses that have not performed in such way. I'm not expecting that nurses should leave work without passing through appropriate channel, resigning appropriately. But if you find them out, if you find that out, if it's been happening, it should be an in-house nipping in the bud. It shouldn't get to the extent that it becomes an international thing. And when it comes to good standing, there are questions that come around when good standings have been investigated. Like when people want to fill forms, you'll be hearing, they'll be asking them, have they been subject of criminal offenses? Do they have terms that they are serving? Have they completed the terms they are serving? Yes or no? If yes, then it will give the highlight of what they should feel and what they should feel. Once NMCN has not received any information with regards to whether a nurse is being investigated for misconduct, workplace misconduct, or for any incriminating practices. Once that has not been received, then NMCN should go on and push that person forward as someone who is in good standing. You don't have to go back to their HODs to start asking, is she coming late to work? Is she not resuming late to work? Is she resuming at the appropriate time? If the HOD or the immediate supervisor of that person knows that they have ongoing problems, they do appraisals annually. That should have gone forward to the directors of nursing services before they come in for verification or have the need to get letters of good standing. Those things should come forward. And if they haven't come forward, it thus means that they possibly do not have such challenges. If the society is not comfortable with the way the person is practicing, they would have reported the person, possibly in the workplace, or possibly to the Nursing and Midwifery Council. If that's been done and Nursing Council has not taken a step, then that is between Nursing Council and the person who reported and the nurse. That should not come out to affect all the nurses around that need that good standing letter. Now, when you say it should be HODs prompted, it should be HODs sent, please, if you can talk with the HODs, are there many letters coming out of their tables that will not still pass up, go up to CMDs, go up to CMAs, go up to DAs? Are there so much letters like that? I've received so many letters from my HODs, and in many situations, those letters still need to pass through those channels. And it's still the same thing that we are saying should not happen, that will still happen through that process. I think the society needs to be intimated with what the process of maybe reporting is, if there is need to report anyone, and that should not now come and affect the remaining 200,000 plus nurses in the register. NANNM, please, the tempting dodo that has been presented, if you can actually send dodo back to sender, it's going to help this profession, and you're going to be proud of your stance in the next few years. The certificate of employment is quite different from letters of good standing. Very, very much different. So letters of good standing comes from NMCN, and it should state whether the person has been an object of misconduct in workplaces. If they have been, then that should have come from the society or come from their supervisor to NMCN. It shouldn't be that NMCN will want to start torchlighting because someone needs that letter. If it hasn't come, then it hasn't happened. Thank you so very much, everybody. Share this with your friends and family members. Let's tell NMCN more, and let's tell NANNM more of what we need, what we are expecting from them. Thank you. See you. Yeah, the struggle continues and victory is certain. Victory is at hand.